The Kenya Human Rights Commission, an entity known to all of us for purposes of regulating and checking on human rights abuses, and there will be a great tendency of human rights abuses if the process of school resumptions is mishandled for reasons that are best known to the policymakers. And so the Human Rights Commission has been very instrumental in working with us, and Brother George Kiogoro, we thank you together with your committee, because education is not a preserve of teachers alone. It's not a preserve of educators. It's an all-inclusive process of every living human being. And the most critical institutions, and here particularly when you're talking about the safety and health of teachers, education personnel, and primarily and more importantly, our own children, numbering 15 million in the Republic of Kenya and spread all over Kenya, the most disadvantaged parts of the country and well-to-do regions. FAWE, the Federation of Women Educators, and you know gender rights are critical in the education in the SDG 4, target number 5. Gender equity remains key. And under goal number 4, and of course, within the overall framework of SDG 2030, gender equity remains key. Gender parities remain key issues across the world. And during this COVID-19, there are, of course, a lot of gender issues. Women and girls are also adversely affected, and particularly in the school system, we have both boys and girls. And in fact, the SDG agenda talks of boys and girls. It's very specific that we must identify both and ensure that they access equitable education of good quality. And then lastly, Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentist Unions. This is a union that brings together our doctors, and we salute the doctors in the Republic of Kenya for expanding the democratic space within the health sector and coming of age compared to many countries to play a central role in ensuring that this country and government has a duty and a responsibility provide quality health care service to the citizens. And in this period of COVID-19, COVID-19 is not the business of every Tom, Dick, and Harry. It is not the business of politicians. It is not the business of bureaucratic policy makers who are driving and running cartels in government ministries. And most of the policies that will be forced and that have been forced to be implemented are really meant to protect business and cartel interest within the ministries. It is not their business. It is not the business of every other person. COVID-19 is the business of doctors. More than ever before, this is the time that we must listen to our doctors and the expert advice of our doctors. Before I read the transmittal letter that we have prepared, and we are transmitting to the National Emergency Response Committee, established by the President and has the responsibility to oversee the development and implementation of policies. We are not transmitting to the ministry because we believe this matter is bigger and is of great concern. We have seen the concerns of parents. Parents, as of now, are not willing to release any of their children to schools until they are sure the curve has been flattened. And we want to thank the parents of the Republic of Kenya for coming out very, very strongly. And therefore, at this stage, I would also wish to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya for allowing our doctors to exercise their views. And the rest of us should also be allowed our space as provided for in the UNESCO, ILO, and World Health Organization's protocol, that resumption of schools must be a negotiated process. It should not be a dictated process.